retirement from. They're just shiesty. They just don't want to give money.
Right, exactly.
They will do anything they can to
To
keep
get out of
that to keep that money in their pocket.
To keep from giving.
Which there is talk that they want to disband them. And if they do, we don't get no retirement. It's gonna go. You have to go 401k.
200,000 at least on each.
Wow. You know, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Sucks.
they don't want to give you money.
Well, it's not like
Everybody-
that. Look, me and Joe, we're retired. And me and Joe, the problem is they told us as soon as our workman's comp stops, they cut off our monies because of the workman's comp. But as soon as the workman's comp was over, they're gonna jack us up, right? Well, Joe already got covered with a workman's comp, and now he's 70 years old. So he went to go get his, his raise. And guess what they did? Nope. There's no raise. That's what they told him. And that's not right, because they kept telling him about that they were cutting us down because of that.
My dad, he got lucky. He retired when he was 62, and he already had his military
Save
retirement.
the best for la gente, maíz, like the way you like it. Yeah, I'll bring him.
Then he got his.
Let me get a clean plate.
He retired from White Sands, and then he got his Social Security. So this year's been. Last year was 20 years that he's actually been retired. He's been retired 20 years.
Wow.
That'll be 83 this year.
I told Joe he has to be on him because there's something wrong with this picture.
Oh, yeah.
They kept telling us, oh no, we're cutting this down because of this that you're making with the workman's comp. As soon as that stops, then we'll jack you up with your monies. Well, Joe came first, and we went to apply to get his money that he deserves, and Joe's been in the service,
Right.
and they screwed him.
He was in the Navy, right?
Right, the Navy.
What branch was your dad in? Army?
He retired from Fort Hood, Texas.
Because the rules have changed. The laws of Trump has changed.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. But they kept telling him all the time. Well, they kept reminding us
Yeah.
about that money they're gonna give us.
By itself.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm full though. Maybe in a little bit. Oh, I can warm it up.
It'll be in the microwave.
Okay. Ooh.
Right now,
I ate too
okay,
much.
we're gonna hit the hottest part of the day. Then we'll go back down. It's supposed to be 103 right now.
Damn!
Tomorrow's gonna be 105.
I went to Southern, honey, and guess what? They said that they were out of electricity because something exploded there, and that they were gonna charge them for each fuse $3,000.
Now, this is what's going to happen. When stuff like this happens, in El Paso or Las Cruces, they'll have a power shutdown for about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So they can restore the power because everybody using
It's
so
too
much for
much
the air
right now.
conditioner.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not-
they
it's
screwed
not
us
able
with
to-
our
It's not able
motor.
to keep up with the
Right.
demand.
That's why I try to keep my air conditioner
Yeah.
because I don't want that to happen. If
Right.
it happens, then we're going to suffer.
But if everybody did what you did, yeah.
Exactly.
But not everybody does that.
It's
They're
the same
like,
thing.
you
I
know?
conserve water.
Right.
I conserve water by doing a little bit at a time.
Right. Right.
Because if we ever run out of water, guess what? We're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget electricity. We're all dead if we run out of water.
Water.
And we can't. Louisiana is flooding.
Well, and I'm thinking, Sarah's right. I'm thinking, why don't we harvest that water?
Right. There's got to
But
be a way.
Louisiana, the problem is it's mixed with salt water. Which is coming in. But if it's raining in Dallas,
Right.
harvest the water.
There has to be a way.
There's got to be.
But they weren't going to do that with the seawater, remember? They were going to harvest it. They were going to, try and see if they can get good water out of that.
They can. The ships, when I was in the Navy on the carrier, they took seawater and converted it into fresh water.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. You can also take seawater and convert it into gold, but it's so expensive. It's not worth it.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
There's a lot of things they can do. But the main thing is the warming trend on the earth. What do we have to do? There's so much smog, so much stuff from the emissions from the vehicles and all that.
And the vehicles are getting bigger.
Yeah, but you know what? They're going down again.
This is why they're going to electricity. Okay? changed that.
Now they're getting the vehicles electricity. They need it, you know, they're making them electricity.
But anyway, no, it's there's 150 million people being in a heat wave, and I'm going, God, us, we're used to it. We live in the desert. Now they got all these people.
Well, don't worry, all that Louisiana that's flooded, Joe, we're gonna get all that people here
Right?
because they're running
No.
from the flood.
No, they won't. Even after Hurricane Katrina, that flooded and killed, what, 1,800 people and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna rebuild.
Yeah.
Okay, dumb shit, go ahead and do it.
Really, no, we did here in New Mexico. We had a lot. That's why they built all those houses.
Right.
Because we were gonna get a lot of people that been like in California.
Yeah, kind
that
of.
they had that
Yeah, I'm sort of
hurricane,
nibbling
that
at this
earthquake.
point.
That they
Yeah.
were gonna. That's why they built all these houses because all these people
Right.
had to run.
Yeah. They have to
Yeah.
migrate up here.
Right,
Migrate this way.
right. And then the even the you know, the people that were in the army, they built houses for them because they were gonna come in.
Right.
So you know, that's why this went up, and they like a lot of New Mexico because we don't have all those floods and all those,
Right.
you know. So. Oh, in California, when I was living there in the desert, on right there by the Mojave
Oh yeah.
River, you know, it's same as here, except that the swamp coolers were good over there, like an air condition. The water comes from underground,
So it's always cold.
and it's cold and hell. Man, you take a dive in a pool, guy, your heart wants to stop. That's how cold the
That's
water
why the
is.
ocean is.
Well, okay. My neighbors, they had well water, and the well water, I love to go there and get a drink.
Yes, they
I
were delicious, huh?
Yeah, it tastes
I had
so
well
good.
water.
Yeah,
I had a property had well water.
Oh man, the well water around here is real
Yeah.
good.
hmm
Actually, everybody says if you want good water, go to Demi.
But I went to California. I went to Victoria, Texas. Remember our water? we looked like we were swimming in the egg, like it was a one of those egg
It's the sulfur.
spoiled
sulfur.
water, sulfur.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, that's not everywhere. That was just
Just on where I lived.
yeah.
And I had to leave.
Something about it just never smelled right.
I kept telling your dad, but your dad keeps saying that. Oh, I was gonna get cleaned up. I even bought the.
Actually, water.
I bought the filter.
Actually, water around here will be like that. Somebody.
The
one of these-
deeper the water.
Yeah, if you go like between like 100 feet
Yes.
and so many feet that the water still has sulfur in it. If
The
you
sulfur.
have to
Deeper,
go,
yes.
you have to go deeper
Yeah.
than that.
Remember, like at the Scullies?
Yes.
When we lived in that
Yes.
little trailer.
Remember?
There on Doniana
Yeah.
Road.
Yeah. Some because I told this lady I used to deliver fuel and I worked out in Hatch and I saw a pump going one day and I was like, oh man, I love well water. So I went and I threw my water out of my water jug.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I want some of that
Oh,
water. I
my
bet you it's
God.
nice and cool.
Yeah.
So I got it and I just went like that.
And you
Took me a big old drink. And
Oh my
it tasted
God.
like Bravos. Like,
I know, like a boiled egg.
matches.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh yes. Oh yeah, we went through that
Oh,
over there.
man.
Oh,
And I
the
was like,
sinks
what the-
were yellow. You couldn't keep them clean.
yeah. I was like, what the heck? And then, but some lady had told me at the university that there's a certain
Yeah,
line
you
that
go
you
deeper.
have to get past. If you don't, the water's going to
Right.
be like that.
And that's what happened to me in
But for the
California.
fields, it's okay.
Yes. Well, that's what happened to me in California, and I live near the river bottom, and right there in Mojave, and the problem was that there we the water shifted because of the earthquake. We had a 7 point something, and it shifted, so he left me with no water.
Uh-oh.
So I had to dig farther in. It cost me about $8,000 to dig in. But I tell you, that water came like you had it in the refrigerator. And the swamp coolers, man, they worked like they were air conditioned.
And see, that's a difference too. If you have well water, you ever look at the houses with the swamp coolers
Yeah.
and they're white?
Mhm.
If you have well water, your swamp cooler, you'll never change. You'll never worry about the pads or
Right,
nothing,
because that's what
they don't
happened
get
to me.
ruined. My neighbors, they all have them. They all have well water,
Right.
and it's real good water.
Yeah.
Always
And
cold,
mine-
like you said.
yeah. I could leave my door open, Marie, and I lived in the desert. We're talking hotter than shit, 120 degrees. You couldn't even touch the ground, right, honey? I'm sorry, Miss, I thought you were Joe. If you touch the ground, the cement, the street, it will burn your head, your feet. It will burn your feet. That's how hot it got. But the water, my God, my brother played a trick on me. Because you see, we come from the valley, and over there you can swim, and it'd be just like water from the, like 96 degrees. Take a dive and everything. So here's Sarah, real. When are you taking that shot? When are you gonna get in? When are you gonna get in? Kept pushing me, and well, as soon as I can. Well, let me put my bathing suit. Oh, he cleaned that pool real good, but he turned the heater off. And boy, I tell you, when I took that dive on the diamond room, I thought my damn heart was gonna stop. That's how cold it was. Like I was drinking.
Give you a little shock there.
Yes. Oh, he almost killed me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, my heart almost stopped there.
Yeah.
The water was. I tried to get up. I tried, as fast as I could out, and he was laughing like it was nothing. I could have died.
Aaron.
Aaron, little sucker. Yeah. Pretty soon he was worried about me trying to get warmed. But it was like you were swimming in ice.
Yeah.
In
was
an
nice
ice
and
one.
cool.
Yeah. Nice and cold.
Where was that at again?
Over there in Barstow, California. But it was right about 100 and 120 degrees.
That's like close to like the Arizona border.
Oh, hotter than something. Hotter than shit.
I have no idea where.
And if you get near the Mojave, the Mojave River, man, the kids, when we would pass through there, Death Valley, oh my God, they would bleed from their noses.
That's
how
like
hot it
where
was.
Nevada and
Yes.
and okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's where Nevada, Utah, and
Yes.
California, and Arizona.
That's
like
the
right on
Mojave.
the corner.
Yes.
Like the four corner sort of.
Yes, and man, I tell you, you got to be careful. You got to watch the kids because they fall asleep, and as hot as it gets, they can cook their brain.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty. One time, bless you, I have some friends that, my neighbor D'Angelo, he lives in Albuquerque now, but he used to live in Phoenix, and then he moved to Las Vegas, and he said Las Vegas is like Phoenix.
Yes.
So from all the way from down there all the way up there, all through that desert, he says it's
hot.
It's all hot and nasty. And we get a nice weather over here.
Yes.
It may be 105 right now, but you know what? The whole month of June wasn't as hot as it's been.
Right.
It's been pretty nice.
But you know that when we're in Phoenix right here close by, and it's hotter than shit. There were people are really carrying their bottles and really, they were so hot. So we're fine. I mean, here in this town, we're fine.
Yeah. It's hot, but
We can survive. I mean, at least we don't rain maybe 5 minutes or every day, and you gotta. Oh, when I was in Victoria, man, we had to run 3 times. I even stole the car. We had just bought a car, and I told they hadn't even given me the plates yet when they said we had to evacuate Victoria. He's been living for a long time there. They've been.
Yeah.
But when we first moved there, oh my
Where's
God.
Victoria? Is that where you're from?
No.
Where's Victoria?
Near what, Mijo?
It's well, they call it the Crossroads because it's about 2 to 2.5 hours away. No, well, I mean, Corpus is closer, and then it's like 2 hours away from like San Antonio, Austin.
So you're way down the border.
The
ocean.
close to the border. It's about 3.5 hours from Victoria to Harlingen. So,
But for some reason it flooded there. And man, when we bought that place, guy, it was a beautiful place, green and everything. I had to build ramps to get out of the goddamn. It was a flood zone, and I kept telling your friend. He says, "Oh no, it's not a flood." Bullshit! I saw snakes coming out of the water and gold heads and all that.
There's snakes there. Yeah.
Yes, because they had just cleaned that area. It was a new area, but it was a flooded area. And his dad kept saying, No, it's only you because
That's
shit.
talking about flood areas. Is here in Cruces they're building houses where
there is marinator.
I'm like, when we were kids, we used to hunt over there. We knew to stay out of there because it's a flood zone.
Right.
And now these contractors, they come from all over parts of the United States and build houses here. But that water, when it rains up there, it comes down this way.
Yes.
And they go and build their houses in the arroyos.
Yes. Well, this one here, we had a real bad problem right here. And here in Mulberry. It was like a river, guy. When it rained,
Spruce gets bad.
Yes,
there.
and it would hit all, but it never came over here where we were high.
Yeah.
but it will go like a
It
river.
runs.
The worst
Right,
thing
the
is
river,
when you live on that side of the street.
Yes, there you
If
go.
you live
That
on this
way,
side of the
yes.
street, the water will pass you.
Right.
If you live on that street,
Right.
That's
the
right.
water goes to your
Yes.
front door.
Well, it would hit Solano, right? It will hit Solano. Well, that's why they built that little ditch, that big ditch right there on Solano. If you notice, when the water